What an intimate crowd we're going to have today. Thank you for being here. My name is Bob METZGER. I am with the Michigan Economic Development Corporation, and I have to begin with a confession. And the confession is that I'm not the head of the Michigan Outdoor Rec Office. It's sort of like those scenarios where you go to the theater and you're expecting to see a great show with a great lead performer who you're all excited about, and then you see the card and it says, performing the role of the lead today will be this person instead of the person that you might have expected. But I, along with my colleague Eric Schruffler, who's bringing up my left here, we'll do our best during today's presentation, as well as we'll be available for questions and discussion after the session in the speaker room to tell you about the growing opportunities in Michigan's outdoor rec industry. We're really excited about it. Let me just take a moment to get my notes ready here. The other thing that I will mention is we did bring along some brochures about Michigan's outdoor recreation industry, a lot of good background about the industry, as well as about some of the Michigan economic development programs that support it. The director of the Michigan outdoor recreation industry is a gentleman named Brad Garman. I have a slide at the very end that has his contact information. He is a real person. He could not be here this year. Eric and I are going to make sure that he is at JEC next year, because the focus on the outdoor recreation industry has been absolutely outstanding, and we're really encouraged, and we think that there are many opportunities for attendees and stakeholders to participate. So the title is Opportunities in Michigan's Growing Outdoor Recreation Industry. Growing and opportunities are probably the two most important words in the introduction for it. I got to make sure that I use the right slide here. Okay. So I'm going to take a couple of minutes as we get through this, as we move forward. I want to talk a little bit about Michigan and its key industries, an overview of the Michigan's outdoor recreation industry. Take a couple of moments to talk about some of the success stories and some of the back history that have created the opportunities that we've got, and in particular opportunities for international companies that are looking for strong North American partners. And then really wrapping up with, what does that mean for those of you who are in the audience? What does that mean for the composites industry, and the reason why we're all here at JEC? And then finally, we'll make sure that you have the contact information, not just for Brad, but also for our colleague, Vlatko Tomic-Bobic, who was here through the show, but actually had to go to another part of Europe today, so he's not here. But he would be the main contact if you are based in Europe, to connect you with all the people and resources that are important to connecting with Michigan. So this is just a quick overview slide of the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. This is our mission statement, essentially. We work with partners across the entire state of Michigan, more than 100 of them. We market Michigan as a place to do business. We assist business in growth strategies, foster growth of vibrant communities across the state, and really reach out to the world. You may also be very familiar. I've got a sticker on my shirt pocket today. You may be very familiar with the Pure Michigan campaign that promotes travel and tourism and outdoor recreation opportunities across the entire state. It's one of the most successful travel and tourism campaigns across the globe for the past 15 years now, and a great asset for promoting outdoor recreation. Push the wrong button. So I personally hate slides like this in presentations, but I've got it on here for one reason. The bottom line is that 5 of our top foreign investment countries are in Europe: UK, Germany, France, Sweden, Ireland, and we continue to be poised for growth. We love working with international stakeholders and partners. We love finding them the resources that they need to work with Michigan companies or come to Michigan to work to potentially expand operations and find new markets. I'll also say, people know about Michigan because of the automotive industry. We're very proud of that distinction. What you may not know, if you're not from Michigan, is that Michigan is home to 11,000 lakes, including 4 of the 5 Great Lakes: Superior, Huron, Erie, Michigan. Those Great Lakes represent 20% of the world's supply of fresh water. We have tens of thousands of kilometers of rivers and streams, nearly 20,000 kilometers of trails, more than 3 million hectares of publicly accessible land. We are a state that has everything an outdoor enthusiast could desire. And our outdoor economy is growing. I'll share a little bit more about that in a couple of slides. But it is a land of pure opportunity right now. Probably most importantly, we're a state that has everything an international company focused on composite materials could desire for resources connected to the outdoor recreation industry. We have robust research and development. I see Dale Brocious from IACME, which is an institute that has a key office in Michigan that supports research and development opportunities around the composites industry. We have a truly amazing graduation rate of engineers, and more engineers per capita than any state in the U.S. We have a robust industrial design community that focus on, it was established many years ago, around the automotive industry, but it serves many other manufacturing and related industries. For those of you who may not be familiar with where Michigan geographically is in the United States, it's where the big blue arrow is pointing. A couple of points that I wanted to make here. Michigan ranks 15th in outdoor recreation and employment in the U.S. With more than 7,000 jobs. 10th in outdoor recreation employment in the retail sector. And probably most importantly, if you see the little logo down in the lower left, the Outdoor Learning Recreation Network, has noted Michigan and all of the states that have darker shading. Michigan is a top state for promoting the outdoor recreation industry. When the outdoor recreation industry was created a few years ago, and I'll talk a little bit more about that, the goal was to connect all the stakeholders within Michigan. That's what the focus of Brad Garman and the office has been for the last couple of years, is really, asset mapping of the stakeholders, understanding and identifying the needs of Michigan companies. There's an amazing network of relationships that exist within Michigan, and the community is very well mapped. The opportunity now, and why I'm here, why Eric is here, why our colleague Vlatko was here, is because we are poised for that next step, in really to introduce this to our colleagues around the globe, because there is tremendous opportunity. The size and Michigan's outdoor recreation economy is growing by double digits year over year. 15% in 2021, 12% in 2022. Outdoor rec is contributing nearly $11 billion to the state economy. I've got something that shows that in a minute. And more than 7,000 companies that are offering services that contribute and support Michigan's outdoor recreation economy. As I mentioned, this includes design, manufacturing, sales, and of course materials. One of the things that is great about Michigan is we know how to make things, we know how to engineer things, we know how to market things. All resources and that are important to the outdoor rec industry. So a little bit, we're here to talk about outdoor recreation, but it's useful to talk about what we call key industries. If you go to the MEDC website, michiganbusiness.org, and look at and look for industries, you'll see automotive, transportation, mobility, aerospace, defense, other forms of advanced manufacturing, medical device and life sciences, engineering, design and development. Those all bring together an ecosystem that is relevant to the needs of the global outdoor recreation industry. So why did Michigan focus on it? I've already talked a little bit about that. How does outdoor rec figure into this? There's three. I'm going to go over 3 reasons. There's really probably 15 reasons, but I'm already 6 minutes in. First, MEDC has the foresight to look not only at key industries, but also at what we call regional impact industries. Those industries that may be really important to certain regional geographies around the state and that we need to support. The outdoor rec industry has started there. But secondly, we have a very keen interest in tracking growth industries, emerging technologies, and industry disruptions. Eric Treffler, who I mentioned earlier, heads up MEDC's market development team. Market development is very focused on finding and identifying, those disruptions, those emerging techs, those needs and opportunities in the future that may be 2, 3, 5, even more years down the road, and beginning to set the stage for what the opportunities are going to be. Jobs that may be going away, new jobs that may be coming up, new technologies that may be important and impactful, to key industries, and growth industries that are poised for big growth and for big opportunities in Michigan that can also that also lead to engagement across North America, and the reason why we're here is because it's really important to Europe and other global markets. Finally, our customers asked for support from the state regarding Michigan's outdoor recreation industry, and we listened to our customers. We have many different types of customers. First and foremost, existing Michigan businesses that are growing, investing in the state, and creating jobs. If you look at these tall blue lines, the tall blue lines represent the growth in the outdoor rec industry. This is across the U.S. Over the past, in 2021. When we look at tall blue lines, we get interested, we get engaged. When our customers are telling us this is something we need to be paying more attention to, we pay attention to our customers. In 2021, 19% growth versus 5.7% for the U.S. economy as a whole. It's important because it ties into attraction, talent, engineering, design, advanced manufacturing, multiple industries. All of these things align with those key industries. Sorry, I can't read my own handwriting sometimes. So I'm just going to click. This is just another example of growth focused on the U.S. Startup investment in outdoor recreation. So looking at Michigan specifically, in 2021, outdoor rec contributed nearly $11 billion to Michigan's economy, led to the creation of 110,000 new jobs, representing nearly $5 billion in wages. Let me also take a minute. If you're not familiar with Michigan, you may be very familiar with Detroit. You may know a bit about Grand Rapids, our two largest cities. But there is a great deal of Michigan that looks like the scene, this scene that's on the right. We have many forests. We have obviously a remarkable coastline around the entire state from the Great Lakes, and as well as four seasons. Some of the sports and activities that are represented within Michigan include snow skiing, downhill and cross country, snowboarding. I found out just a couple of days ago that the prototype snowboard was actually created by a guy in Michigan who welded two skis together and put a little strap on the front of it. And although he didn't have the ability to really turn that into the snowboards we're familiar with today, he is credited as inventing the first snowboard. Water skiing, fishing in all seasons, cycling, biking, golfing. Michigan has a remarkable number of public and private golf courses, and as well as a meaningful growth in what are called golf centers now, where you go to a facility and kind of mix drinking with golf. Although I guess we've always done that. Motorsports of all sorts, snowmobiling, motorcycling, electric bikes, which is a really important category for us right now, and more, racket sports, boating, canoeing, kayaking, sailing, fiberglass boats, and boats that use composite materials, certainly, hiking, camping, even, you might not think about it, but even surfing and windsurfing are important categories in Michigan. So I mentioned a couple of slides ago, that we listened to our customers, and our customers asked for the creation of a Michigan Outdoor Rec Office. And I'm not going to ask you to read that. I'll explain what it says. But on the left is a tweet from Carhartt, a great company that manufactures apparel for heavy-duty work clothing, as well as outdoor rec and sports clothing. And the tweet from Carhartt says, "We're proud to support life spent in the great outdoors. That's why we're asking Michigan Governor Whitmer to create the Michigan Outdoor Industry Office to identify, grow, and support Michigan's recreation businesses." If you look on the right, within a pretty quick turnaround time, we introduced the Michigan Outdoor Recreation Industry Office. And we were smart enough to do it in partnership with Carhartt. Successful companies ask us to do things. They have a lot of influence. We do them. And I'll also just add, much of our success in creating economic opportunities is the result of, listening to important partners and stakeholders, and working with our regional economic development partners across the state. I think I speak for everybody in MEDC when I say that we're really proud of the network of economic development partnerships we have created across the state. Eric has been with MEDC for 18 years. I've been with MEDC for 16 years. When we first started MEDC, that network was not as strong and robust as it is now. But in the subsequent years, we have worked and improved it year over year. They truly are partnerships that matter to us, and we work closely together with all of our partners across the state to find solutions and opportunities that help grow Michigan's economy and the important industries that make that economy up. Whether it's a small municipality or city, or the city of Detroit, or a multi-county region that we work with. Those partnerships and relationships allow us to carry out our mission of long-term economic prosperity for Michigan's residents, businesses, and communities. We really walk the talk. So I can't take any credit for this slide. This was created by, this is the work of Brad Garman and his team, and the network of partnerships that he's created across the state. What are the priorities for the Office of Outdoor Recreation? Let me mention, this information exists in the PowerPoint, and I'm not just going to read through everything, but it's focusing on the talent aspect. How do we create that current and next generation that is needed to help the industry grow in Michigan? How do we make connections across suppliers and companies and communities? And how do we build that entrepreneurial pipeline and ecosystem that supports everything from an individual in entrepreneurial startup, all the way to larger companies, larger successful multinational companies, and then supporting and growing. And I think that's really part of why MEDC invests its time at JEC. Our opportunity now is inviting other collaborators outside of the state, outside of the country, to learn more about what Michigan has to offer and find ways to support the shared needs and the shared growth opportunities. This is just a snapshot of some of the important companies that are part of the ecosystem. They represent apparel, bikes and motorcycles, automotive, watercraft, and technology solutions that support the industry. There's many more, of course. This is just it's a nice visual snapshot. I've talked a little bit about Carhartt, and gosh, my time is just flowing by. So I'm not going to get into too much detail about the companies, but Carhartt we've talked about. We included All Dry because the All Dry was created in 2021 by someone born in France, first generation immigrant. Came to Michigan. He's focused on the apparel side, the All Dry jacket, which is made of recycled bottles, and a great example of a innovator entrepreneur who came to Michigan and found success, found a network that supports what his goals are, and he's a very active collaborator and member of the community. Detroit Bikes was approached by an e-bike maker, Vila, because they were having challenges with how their manufacturing was being done with their existing supplier, and they have had a great relationship with Vila's had a great relationship with Detroit Bikes. Founded Outdoors. This team works with entrepreneurs across the world for early stage growth and entrepreneurship, networking. They provide, they are an external collaborator that is very much focused on the same thing, supporting the entrepreneurial needs of the outdoor rec industry, based in Michigan. You may be familiar with Merrill. They are a shoe company. They make a broad variety of shoes based in Michigan, headquartered in West Michigan for the last 100 years. Another great Michigan home success story. So I don't have time to tell you my great pepper analogy, but I love acronyms. Why are we worth checking out? People, experience, partnerships, programs, ecosystems, and resources. The product is something called the Pepper Cannon. I love pepper, and if I had 5 more minutes, I could go into much more detail about the ecosystem. But I think I have exactly 1 minute left. Thank you very much for joining us. We have, we've just scratched the surface on the story we have to tell and the collaborations we want to create with you. We can, Eric and I will be here. We'll head toward the speaker follow-up room. I've got these brochures available. I've also got some great Pure Michigan stickers, if anybody would care for a few of those. Our colleagues that are, if you are currently in the Europe market, you want to connect with Vlatko Tomek-Bobas, and we can get you his contact information. Brad Garman heads up the Michigan Outdoor Rec office, and we can and would be delighted to collaborate with you and answer questions and find opportunities together. Thank you very much.